Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Long, long ago, in a huge palace, a beautiful princess was born. Her hair was as black as ebony, her lips as red as a nose, and her skin as white as snow. He was named Snow White. He was very generous and gentle to everyone. Snow White had a stepmother who was beautiful but ugly cruel. She had a mystical mirror to which she used to ask who the fairest lady of all is. The mirror always used to say that the queen was the fairest of all. Listening to this, she used to be a content until the next day. Days passed by, and Snow White grew to be an extremely beautiful girl. Then something very peculiar happened. One day, when the cruel queen asked the mirror who the fairest lady of all is, the mirror answered Snow White. Hearing this, Queen got infuriated with envy. She decided to get Snow White killed. She appointed a huntsman to take Snow White for into the woods and kill her. All through the huntsman took some white into the woods. He decided that he would not kill her. He told Snow White the whole scenario and left. Snow White was all alone in the forest. She was scared and completely unaware of the way to find her way out of the woods. She started sobbing and running through the streams and through. It was getting dark when she finally saw a small house. She took a sign of relief and approached the house. She entered the house but found no one there. Everything in the house was little. The house looks messy. She cleaned the house, and when she was as clue she lay across 7 small beds in a row, helped them with the household chores, and made them suppers. So White happily accept the condition, and they all start living merrily together. During the day when she used to alone at home, she used to play with the small birds and animals around the home. She was very content with her peaceful life. The cruel queen, in the misconception of death of Snow White, proudly asked the mirror the same question yet again, who is the fairest lady of all? And to her biggest shock, got the reply from the mirror, Snow White. She was preconceived love. Puzzled on hearing this, she understood that she has been devised by the hunted man. This time she decided to take the charge herself and kill Snow. She went to her secret room and poisons an apple. It was so heavily poisoned that even a little bit could kill the person who ate it. She impersonated herself as a hog and left for the dwarf's house. Reaching the dwarf's house, the wet queen knocked on the door in the order of keep her safe. Snow White was forbidden by the dwarfs to open the door to strangers. Snow White opened the window and asked the purpose of the old lady at the door. The queen is the ghost too, told Snow White that she is selling the tastiest apple repellent to take at first for Snow White fall into the trap and got enticed by the beautiful apple. She merely took a bite of the poisonous apple and fell to the ground dead. The wicked queen called and went back to the palace again. She asked the mirror who was the fairest lady of all. This time the mirror replied, You, my queen. She gave a love, even love. When the dwarfs returned from their work, they were shocked to see Snow White lying dead on the floor. They shocked her, tried talking to her, and become crying. They kept her safe inside a transparent glass coffin and made sure that one of them was always there to protect the coffin. Once it so happened that a prince was passing by the forest and he saw the coffin. He had known and loved Snow White, and when she saw her in a coffin, she asked the dwarf what exactly had happened to her. After listening about the brutal incident, he requested the dwarf to hand him over the coffin. The dwarf then giving the coffin initially, but the prince convinced them to give it to him. The prince opened the coffin and kissed Snow White's hand. With a kiss of love, she woke up at once. The prince's love for the Snow White won over the Wicked Queen's hatred for her. People in and around the kingdom got to know about the queen's cruel act, and she was thus banished forever from the land. The prince married Snow White, and they happily lived ever after.